games, more importantly.
Yeah, and with the first win of the year comes the first
big game days. Hashtag worthy clap.
Man, I've been waiting to do this for 5-6 games. Send them in. I want to see them tonight because the Lakers did what they were supposed to do at home. Denver was vulnerable defensively. It's just a matter of, making some right decisions. Offensively, I thought, Austin Reeves, I know Rob loves him too, is vital. Shooting the three tonight, I think they shot like 40%, 43% from three. That's starting to come around. And I always said that, if they could just continue to grind it out defensively, and just keep playing with that attitude that the shots will start, knocking down. The third quarter was vital. A quarter that the Lakers, usually don't play that well. They usually go the other way. They took care of business in the third. So overall, I thought it was a good sign, moving in the right direction. If they can, continue to play like they played, in that second half, particularly the third quarter, they can do some things well.
We're going to come to you guys in a moment, but first we're going to go back downtown. AD is with Mike Trudell.
All right, Anthony, clearly you guys desperately needed this first win. We saw it looked like you tweaked your back there late. You offered to stay on the court. How does it feel, and how important was it to you to close it out?
It is what it is at this point. We needed this one. We needed this for our team, for our spirit, for our fans, our organization. It's a team that just beat us. We come out and show what we're capable of. This got to be a start of a run for us, but it feels good to get that monkey off our back and get a win in the win column and try to get this thing going.
So the third quarter, Denver goes up by 8, and you managed to make a run, kind of chip away, and then just take that through the fourth. What did you do to turn it around as a team?
Keep fighting. We know we're the worst third quarter team offensively in the league, and we didn't want to come out, play a great first half, and come out in the third quarter and let it slip away. And we came out, Jamal Murray made some tough shots, but we saved the course. Got back to what we do defensively, cut it down, and got the lead going into the fourth, and was able to manage to get some separation and finish this one. When we play defense like that, we're a tough team to beat, but today we made shots. Today we made shots and was able to get this win.
Yeah, that helps, right? Last one for you. You're sitting down, right? I know you're going to go and get in heat or ice or massage the back, whatever it is. How are you going to manage this as you move forward?
Keep doing what I'm doing. It was killing me tonight, but try to do whatever I can do to help the team get the win. So if that means going fight through it, we're going to fight through it. I got 2 days in between games to try to get it right for New Orleans on Wednesday. So I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that we get this done.
All right, go back there. We appreciate it, AD.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Mike. And we will be talking about AD and LeBron and Russ here in a few moments. Rob, I will go win, and Lakers needed that.
So many times we want to give players credit, but I want to give the coaching staff credit because in that third quarter, LeBron was on the bench and they made that run because most of Mr. Fourth, Lonnie Walker, and that's what you got to do a lot of times. You got to let who's playing good play, and you'll say, okay, this is a substitute pattern. You got to roll the dice and say, hey, I'm going to go put you in when we need to. And I really appreciate what Ham did tonight and that coaching in that third quarter because that's the first time, like I said, they won the third quarter. Think about it, tonight, out of the 4 quarters, they won 3, so they was able to win this game.
To hear AD talk about it so openly, he said, hey, we know we're the worst third quarter team in the league. And tonight, we wanted to do it differently. We wanted to create a cushion, get us in good footing going to the fourth. And guys, you think the Lakers needed a win? I mean, James, you were down there. You could sense maybe the excitement for the jersey retirement ceremony, of course. Maybe some tension, some unease, perhaps, in the stands. Lakers absolutely needed a W like this. It was convincing. By the way, 43% from three-point range.
Yeah.
That'll work.
And when I say it was their best offensive game, it was also their best all-around game. They won the rebounding battle, which seems like maybe for only the first or second time this year. The three-point shooting, 13 of 30. That has been the biggest topic of every conversation we have when they started 0-5, basically. Mm-hmm. That's 43%. The bench was great with 41 points. They shot 48% from the field. 121 is the most they've scored all year. But for me, guys, it was about the balance. Everyone involved. 5-6 guys in double figures. just a complete game, Rob.
Yeah, for me, we've talked about it a lot. It's also the turnovers. You didn't mention that.
Yeah, under 10.
They had under 10 turnovers. They played a really good game. And I really like the fact that Russ, it seems to me, from outside looking in, that he's really embracing his off-the-bench role. You know, I talked about it before the game started that this could be another piece on his mantle of winning a Sixth Man of the Year, because if he comes off the bench with this energy, you know, these rebounds, these assists, he brings a whole different dynamic to that team off the bench. Because you look at guys like Winning is great for Russ. Guys like Reeves is good for Russ. You know, those guys, when they're playing with LeBron, they kind of stand around and watch. But with Russ, they know they're going to get the rock. They got to be ready. They can score. So I really like what he's doing coming off the bench. I just hope he embraces it really bit more and come up with that energy, because you need that energy off the bench.
I love it too, Rob. And I think the coaching staff, I think Darwin's take some time. You know, a lot of new players. We knew it'd take a few games to get on his belt. He experimented with different lineups and trying to figure out, you know, what combinations to play. And I think he's getting to the point where he kind of understands, you know, what works. Russ coming off the bench, he's just making a sacrifice that's need to be made. So I like the development of what the coaching staff, as Rob said, what they're doing to find the right harmony that can be consistent night in and night out, from starters to the bench.
In terms of watching the game, that was a fun part, I think, for me, was watching Russ play with that kind of spirit. He was efficient. He shot 50%. He had 18 points. He had 8 rebounds, 8 assists. But Brezzy also had fire. He had the passion. He was having fun out there, and it was kind of infectious for that crowd. So it was nice to see Russ play that way.
You know, when you're a superstar and you get sent to the bench, you're no longer starting. It can go one of two ways, okay? Carmelo, several years ago, got demoted. When he was in Houston, it didn't end well. He was upset, maybe a little pouty. He was bounced out of the league for a year because of that. People did not think he could embrace a role coming off the bench. Russ could probably do that too if he wanted to. He could kick and scream, say, no, I'm the all-time leader in the NBA in triple doubles. I give him credit, because he is saying, you know what? Okay, Coach Ham, I will do this. And you know what? It looked great. It was absolutely working. And kudos to Darvin Ham. He was kind of cultivating Russ throughout the entire offseason, getting to know that this enigmatic player last year. But now, look at Russ. Only Darvin probably could have gotten him to come off the bench. It's working.
And to be honest with you guys, it's really, and I know it's cliche, but coaches say it all the time, so do players. It is about who's closing as well, and finding that right unit that can win a game for you. And Russ is on the court with LeBron, AD, Reeves, and Lonnie Walker tonight. Did you like that unit, James, that you saw down the stretch?
Yes, I did, and I like any unit, as you stated, that's working at the moment. And, you know, Russ making a sacrifice, I think, is, you know, it's huge. And, you know, his attitude is contagious, because now players see that he's making a sacrifice, he's willing, and that makes the team harmonious. The chemistry is good, they connect. But I did like it because it was working. You know, Russ dropping assists, attacking, you know, and taking some of the pressure off LeBron, you know, when he had the ball in his hand. So, yeah, I liked it. You keep what's working on the floor, whatever combination that is.
It was nice to see.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
you know what I like best about that combo is they all had size and they all can move their feet. So when they switched, there was really no mismatch. And that's what you got to realize down the stretch of a game, will there be a mismatch? You think about how they were moving their feet, rotating, communicating on defense. That was the key to me, because they was able to switch and rotate and talk so much defensively.
Yeah, by the way, Lonnie had 18 tonight. Reeves had 10 tonight. They were 5 of 9 combined from 3. They also had some assists and playmaking, so props to those guys as well. All right, let's get you to the 105. They were the last team in the NBA to get that first win. LeBron James goes for 26 on 10 of 22. AD has 23 and 15. Russ goes 18, 8, and 8. And for the second time in the show, let's hear from AD. He's speaking with the media.
So what level of relief do you have on behalf of your entire team to get the first win of the year? And what was it like for you physically to go through tonight?
It's good to get this monkey off our back. The way we fought in all our games, defensively, except the second half and up in Denver. For the most part, all our games we've been locked in defensively. Shot the ball tonight. 43% from three, which we haven't had all season. Playing together, playing for each other, just leaving it all out on the floor, knowing that, tonight, was a must-win, and, guys came out locked in and were able to get one tonight.
Just physically, what's it going to be like for you still managing your back?
I got 2 days. I got 2 days to kind of get it right. I don't know. I mean, it's day by day. One day I feel great, and the next day is, I feel all right. So just try to see what happens, try to manage it, and, keep getting treatment and, relaxing and doing everything that the trainers and the doctors are telling me to do to kind of be tolerable to go out there and play.
Just kind of wondering what was sort of your state of mind when, it was decided that you had to sit out in Minnesota, and what are you doing to kind of strengthen yourself mentally through this injury?
Well, I'm in a great space mentally. I mean, it is what it is. Didn't get to play in Minnesota. Wasn't gonna let that stop me. I took Minnesota's game, and the next day to kind of do everything I can to make sure that I was able to play, tonight. So mentally, I'm in a great space, and clearing, my mind and making sure that I continue to be locked in, and putting in all the work. I had a great summer, so I wasn't, I'm not letting, this kind of stop me. Doing everything I can to make sure I go out there and play, and we'll deal with the rest, when that time comes.
AD, the last 3 games, the three-point attempts have gone down. What's the discussions? What have they been about taking the attempts, taking the shots in the right moments, right times of the game?
That's all it is. Time score situation. Actually, they played tonight. Lonnie hit the pull-up 3 on the right wing across from their bench, and they called timeout. And I actually went to him and told him, I said, even though you made it, it's an iffy shot. I don't want us to fall in love with it where, we're shooting bad shots, and then a couple possessions down, he shot it, and missed. So, obviously he, said it's bad, but, just trying to preach to the guys, about time score situation. We don't want to let another slip away with us shooting bad shots and shooting threes. And, even though some guys are open, we made a conscious effort of attacking the basket, knowing that their rim protection wasn't there. Have bad rim protection, so we wanted to go and be attacking the basket and finish at the rim. And then when the time comes to make shots, that's how you stay in the rhythm, shooting great shots. And the ones that we shot great rhythm shots, and was able to shoot 43% from 3.
Eddie, I apologize if you've talked about this already, but kind of knowing that you would do what's best for the team if asked. How big, a player of your caliber, an all-star, a guy who's been in MVP conversations, how big of an ask would it be to come off the bench, and how big of an ask do you think that was for Russ and to see him kind of flourish?
Yeah, I just told him, honestly, be a player of his caliber and ask to come off the bench. That's truly a guy who doing whatever the team asks, to get a win, sacrifice, his starting position for the betterment of the team. And, he's flourished in that role. That's all we can ask for. And, I told him, just keep doing what you're doing, man. Everything you're doing it's unbelievable. And the last 2 games, he just kind of been doing his thing, man. So, proud of him. Obviously it's a tough pill to swallow, but he's been locked in and accepting his role, and that's for all of our guys on the team. K9 didn't really play tonight, but accepting his role of still cheering the team on. So a lot of guys are just accepting the role. DJ doesn't play, go with Wayne. So it's like We played a little bit, but all of our guys are just accepting their roles and doing whatever, coach, needs for them to make sure we secure victories.
Last year, we go Melissa and then Dave would follow.
Hey, Dee, before the game, Darvin explained to us that the nature of the injury, like you're not at risk of further injury by playing. It's more of a pain management thing. So all of that considered, how much pain are you actually in right now?
Pretty good amount. You saw on the putback, kind of just like it comes and goes, like these little shocks that go. But at that point, it's like playing off adrenaline. And so I know tonight, maybe in the mall, I'm probably gonna feel it more, but it's all manageable. Try to do what I can to make sure I'm on the floor to help the team win.
Did you guys acknowledge Darvin at all?
Yes. Yeah, very nice little bath. He's been great for us. It's not more we can ask for from a coach. And that's kind of why we also feel the way that we was feeling before tonight. We deserve it. He deserves it. And, it was good to kind of get him his first win as a head coach. And mid-speech, like, all right, coach, I don't care what you're saying. And kind of drawn him with water. So he might come here a little soaked.
Collapses the defense. He's pretty good at dropping those little dimes. Did a good job tonight.
Lakers get their first win of the year, and it's win number 1 in the head coaching career of Darvin Ham. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
Hey, Darvin, there was a point with about 3 minutes left in the third. You were down 8, and from that point on, just kind of ran away with the game. What did you see change, and where did you think kind of the energy came from on both ends?
I just think guys just got tired of going through the same motions for the last 4 games, 5 games, whatever, where we'd be highly competitive and some kind of way fumble the ball, end up on the wrong side of the game, getting L's. So I just saw a different type of focus. Guys really just dig in, come together, and it's a part of it. It's a part of the process. You have to go through that bad in order to understand why tonight feels so great. Man, my hat's off to Denver. They're a hell of a ball club. They should be, held in high regard. Absolutely. Mike is a great, fabulous coach with a great coaching staff, but tonight, we needed to prove something to ourselves, not to the world, not to the media. I mean, we had to prove it to ourselves, and I felt great about how we responded throughout the game when we would have these little lulls, but guys would come back and we make a play. We get a big stop, get a big rebound. Guys just kept fighting all 48 minutes. Even though at times things didn't go our way, they just stayed resilient.
Darvin, there's so many aspects of the game you could break down. I know you took the turnovers from 22 down to 8, but your first 5 games, you're historically struggling from the three-point line. Tonight, 13 for 30. How much of a factor will that be in sustaining winning ways, being able to hit more consistently from outside?
Well, I just think the ball had a little pop to it. Guys were penetrating, kicking, finding open shooters, and guys didn't hesitate. Made quick decisions, whether there was a secondary drive or another swing pass or, again, just being ready to shoot on catch. It was just a different humming to the ball and a different rhythm. And, I told these guys, man, I've been saying it since day one, the shots going to fall. Our offense is going to catch up to our defense. But we just can't. We can't lose faith or waver in any way, shape, or form. We got to stay aggressive, stay confident, and live with the results. And I think you saw that tonight.
Darvin, how do you feel getting your first NBA win as a coach? And why do you smell like Gatorade right now?
It's actually a bunch of water, but it's great. I just haven't started here. It's ironic having started here as a coach, but also having started in Denver as a player. That's where I spent a majority of my rookie season, and all the way back to my parents, everybody, to come from where I come from and to be sitting on that sideline. I like to go out pregame and sit on the sideline, just smell the popcorn, see all the people, the buzz that's in the building. This is a phenomenal building. Our fans were awesome tonight. They're always awesome. Laker Nation is strong. So I just really wanted to give them something to really be, loud and proud about. So hopefully we can string a few of these together and just keep growing and learning and growing and learning. And if we have success in the meantime, that's always great because, we got to taste the fruits of our labor tonight. And it was disappointing, some of our losses, because we hadn't been ran off the floor at all this season. But we just, those self-inflicted wounds, whether they're turnovers, offensive rebounds, and you go home as a coach and you beating yourself up, well, I should have did this. Maybe I should have called a timeout there. But at the end of the day, the support I've gotten from Brian, from Russ, from AD, Pat Bev, all our guys, my phenomenal coaching staff, I love them to death. We couldn't be as organized as we are without, I'm the face, I'm the leader, but we have a phenomenal staff. Our front office staff, Rob and Jeannie, have been awesome. Jeannie sent me a beautiful text this morning. It was just to encourage and just let Rob know that she loves what she's seeing and the way we're competitive, we're competing, and we're determined, all the fight that's in us. It's a beautiful thing to be a part of, and I'm just happy that I was the one that was chosen. I'm thankful to God, and it's a beautiful time, and I'm just looking forward to more. All the ups, all the downs, the good, bad, and different. We're going to navigate it all because we're strong. We're family. We were saying family on 3 in the locker room. Not compete, not together. Family, and it resonated.
Best plus 18. He's speaking with Mike in the media room.
Hey, Russ, Darvin just cited some of your conversations that you had, not just recently, but over the summer, and kind of told you what his plan was going to be, and he felt like that some of that came into fruition tonight, and just wondered how it felt to you come off the bench, bring the energy, and kind of get the building going, and how you thought that sustained.
Like I mentioned before, we had many conversations about sacrificing and understanding what that looks like for me. And like I've mentioned since day one, whatever is needed for me to be able to help the team win, that's what I'll do, and I'll continue doing that as the season goes along.
Russ, Darvin told us that he can only imagine what it's been like for you, basically up to this point since you came to LA, having been through a season and a little bit so far. What did tonight feel like, especially those big moments where you guys are on a run and you're kind of relishing it with the crowd?
First and foremost, I'm super blessed and thankful, and I give all my thanks to the man above for allowing me and giving me the strength to get through any obstacles that come my way. And as for basketball, I just try to use the gift that I'm given and spread it out as much as I can and make sure I'm having fun and enjoy it while doing it.
Russ, to follow up on that, a lot of folks, big platforms were talking about how maybe early in the season they didn't see that same joy they play with. I think tonight you were showing it. You had the shoulder shimmy, the third quarter moment where you're getting the crowd to clap. Did you feel like it was sort of a return to the kind of player you think you are and can be?
One thing that I never will let happen is people outside of my family, my people that support me, take my joy. I'm always have fun and embrace this game and embrace the gift I've been given to be able to go out and compete. And yes, winning makes you feel better about yourself and those things, but when you lose, it's not as much fun. So tonight was a night where we able to have a chance, and I love seeing my teammates flourish. Honestly, I get a joy by seeing others do great. My whole career is kind of what lifts me up to see others do well, and tonight was that night where guys are making shots, competing, and that's all you can ask for.
Russ, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, the numbers are what they were, but to see Austin and Matt and Lonnie and all of those guys kind of get going during your shift. Maybe you can elaborate on what you just sort of said. I mean, like to me, that what kind of got your energy to an even higher?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it, Brace. I mean, I really enjoy seeing others do well. It's kind of something that I live for in life in general, not just in basketball, but life. I would rather someone else do great because the joy that I get from seeing somebody else do well. It just lifts me up and keeps me going. And tonight to see all those guys knock down shots, make plays, it was great.
Thanks, Russ.
Yeah.
Given all that and the conversations you've had with Darvin, what was it like for you to kind of watch him and celebrate with him as he got his first career win in the NBA?
Man, it's amazing, man. He's such a down-to-earth person, and I think just to get him his first win and be a part of it is a blessing for me. I know it's a great accomplishment for him and his family and the things he's been through in his lifetime, and to be able to embrace and enjoy that moment with him was great. It was great.
And we see Russ off the bench, what he's been able to do. And by the way, the Lakers bench has been bolstered. They were the worst scoring bench in the league. Not anymore. Russ is averaging 18, 41% from the field, 3 of 8 from 3, 8 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. Impressive.
Yeah,
plus 18 for the
it's easy
night.
to say, why couldn't this have happened last year? Why didn't he come off the bench 10 games or 5 games into last season? And the short answer is it's a process. I mean, maybe he needed a new coach and someone who he could kind of get to know and get off on the right foot with. And certainly, I think Darvin did it the right way. Like, he took him off the bench in the exhibition game, then he took him off the bench last week when he was coming off that hamstring injury. And again, second time in a row, he's off the bench. It's been a slow, gradual process. Everyone seems happy.
All right, more to come on that.
LeBron, it's only been 2 games with Russ coming off the bench, of course, 1 without AD in Minnesota. But just wonder what you've seen and how that impacts the way that you guys play, the energy that brings, the units, and kind of when you're on the floor and when you're not, and how you feel like played out.
I mean, throughout Russ' career, at some point, he's had to run a team, and it's a luxury for our ball club for, minutes when myself and AD are not in the game, and AD can run a unit. And tonight he was just looked more and more comfortable in the role that, he's been implemented in. And, we needed all 32 sensational minutes that he had. So it was big time.
LeBron, Darvin said to us that tonight was about you as a group, as a team, proving it to yourselves. And AD called it a must-win. Did it feel like that coming up to this moment? There's so many beats in a season and an 82-game schedule, but what did it feel like to bring it together here, and how could that change the direction this season goes?
We haven't played particularly well at home to start the season. We had some good moments in some of the games that we had, but I thought tonight, for 48 minutes, for the majority of 40 minutes, we were really good. And once again, defensively, we were locked in, and our offense caught up with us tonight. Caught up with our defense tonight, and it showed in the victory.
Quick follow-up on that. Obviously, three-point land, you guys have struggled the first 5 games tonight. 13 for 30, a really respectable number. How much can that be a factor in, having sustained success? Not necessarily shooting 40%, but avoiding shooting 20%.
Listen, if you play the game the right way, as we've done so far in the season, we've gave ourselves some really good looks because we've just shared the ball. And tonight they went in for us. We trusted it. Guys were penetrating, guys were kicking out, and guys were stepping into their shots. And you just trust the work that you put in.
LeBron, how have you seen guys react to sort of the asks Darvin has made? Kendrick tonight doesn't get his number called. Wenyen wasn't playing and is now playing, and Matt was out there in that big run after not playing a big stretch. Like, how have you seen guys how has Darvin managed that part of it, getting buy-in, and has that been encouraging out of, the first real month or so working with him?
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, we're here for one reason, and that's to win. And, you know, when guys' numbers are called or not called, we all still have to understand it's for the better of the team. You know, it's never for no individuals. And, you know, tonight was one of those cases where guys stay ready, and guys that stay ready didn't, you know, number one called as much as it was before, but, you know, they were still locked in and cheering on the group, and that group that was in there or the individual that was in there. So, you know, that's what the team is all about.
LeBron, AD was clearly hobbled at different points of the game. He said post-game that he's dealing with a lot of pain right now in his back, yet still had 23 and 15, you know, kind of tweaked it a couple times, played through that. What type of impact did he have tonight? And just as his teammate, kind of seeing him gut through that and come up big in the fourth quarter?
I mean, just minutes. You know, anytime he's matched up with, you know, Joker and the MVP in our league, you know, you're able to match, you know, number for number. I mean, they both had, 23 and basically 15. You know, so AD's impact was not only huge defensively, but also being very efficient offensively, getting us extra possessions at the rim, you know, knocking out his jumper. He just was all around just very efficient tonight.
LeBron, one thing Darvin said about Russ's bench shift so far is that guys kind of come in seeing his energy and seeing how he's kind of infusing the guys he's playing with the confidence. And Darvin said guys don't want to screw that up once they check in. Do you feel sort of the momentum coming from Russ's, you know, bench stints lately, and does that roll over into when you check back in?
Well, Russ has always been very efficient in our league when he's played with pace. And, you know, when you make a sub in our league, you know, you want the pace to continue to be high, or you want a spark, you know, to even increase, you know, the first unit. And, I mean, we have the luxury of being able to go to someone who can spark, you know, pace and can get the ball up the floor and rebound and push and, you know, use his energy to be able to, you know, bring, like I said, they bring that energy to whatever lineup that's out there. So, like I said, it's very, very beneficial to our ball club right now, and Russ is taking full advantage of it.
Hey, Bron. Russ said that Darvin couldn't even imagine or put into words necessarily what Russ has been through, and that it hasn't necessarily all been his fault. If you could put into words just what you've seen as his teammate, and then what was it like seeing tonight, like the crowd standing up and cheering when he raised his arms? What's it like for you to see him receive that kind of love here?
As well, so tonight, Russ and